An Arizona town and surrounding areas fighting to recover from flash floods just over 2 weeks ago was dealt another blow this morning. The Globe area and Miami, including much of the downtown business districts, hit again by flash flooding. Roads in the area are starting to reopen, but the extent of the latest damage is still coming into focus. And late tonight, brand new evacuation orders for this area. We'll have more on that in a moment. The valley also hit by strong storms this morning. This is at Sossaman and Elliott and Mesa. Heavy rain, too much for gutters and storm drains, leading to this street flooding here. Scenes like this playing out on roads all across, especially the East Valley. But we begin with an urgent search for a man swept away by floodwaters in the Southwest Valley. Volunteer search teams, along with Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies, searching for hours today from the ground and the air. And now tonight, after that long day of searching, family and friends are hanging on to hope that this missing man will be found. 12 News journalist Jade Cunningham joins us now from Rainbow Valley with the very latest. What's going on, Jade?
Hey, good evening. Yeah, so today was an incredibly emotional day for so many people who were out here, hundreds out here hoping to find Vince Upton. Of course, they're feeling scared, sad, heartbroken, and then, of course, maybe a little bit of hope after his truck was found at one point. But then it all just washed away and turned to sadness again because there still has been no sight of him. But they are hanging on to hope that he is still alive out there and that he will, of course, be found. You know, it is dark now. Of course, the sun has gone down. This is the road where his truck was. Much earlier today, the water was much higher. It has since gone down quite a bit. You can still hear it, though. It's still moving pretty quickly. Much earlier, though, of course, with the water higher, it was moving much quickly and very, very strong enough to push his truck down the wash here. Now, what we know at this point is that around 3:30 this morning, Upton called his wife to tell him that he was being swept away and he was stuck in the wash. He said, "I love you," and his phone died. A search began. Those in this community came on foot, horseback, quads, you name it. They came out in droves to do what they could to try and find him. At one point, his truck was found down this wash here with some personal belongings as well. I actually spoke with the woman not too long ago who found it, and you can hear what she has to say.
Me and my husband and another friend from across found the truck, but prior to that, downstream, we found his construction vest and then a shirt, and then the hood was farther down. But we found the truck, and you could tell that he kicked it out from the inside, so he did get out. So it's just, we don't know how high the water was, but he's definitely on this side, and it's a possibility that it's down into the Gila.
Well, there was some hope after Upton's truck was found. Still, there has been, again, no sign of him. I was able to speak with Upton's neighbor and good friend earlier today. She tells me that Upton's wife was out here searching for him all day today. And just for them to see the community support, to see the people out here searching for this man meant everything to them.
It's overwhelming, really. I didn't expect to see this many people. I mean, there's a lot of people here now, but there's even more down along the wash banks that are searching. His wife is just can't believe it either. She's, I can see her right now. It's amazing. It really is.
Now, we also have seen the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office sporadically today via helicopter, but really the bottom line is this community coming together as one to try and find this man. Many of the people who are out here today will be back out here tomorrow again, hoping they will find him. Reporting live, Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Yeah, and there are so many places he could be, injured tonight and in some sort of a snag or a tree or something like that. And did I hear correctly, does this wash have a name? And it dumps into the Gila River, so we're talking about another, I'm sure the Gila was swollen today as well.
Yeah, this is Waterman's Wash. Of course, this area does flood quite a bit. But again, yeah, they're just holding on to hope that he is somewhere down here alive and ready to come home.
All right, we'll have the latest on that again beginning tomorrow morning on our morning news. Thank you, Jade, for that. New tonight, multiple communities in the Miami Globe area are being told to evacuate immediately, while many others are being told to prepare to evacuate. Gila County is saying the areas of Little Acres and Miami Gardens, They need to evacuate right now. If you're still in your homes, you should leave. The areas of Russell Road and Wheatfields, they are on set status. So again, people in the evacuated areas need to get to higher ground immediately. They're also recommending staying with friends or family elsewhere if you have that option, because again, Globe and the Miami area hit again today, just over 2 weeks since they had that deadly flooding there. In Globe, residents bracing for this round of flooding. Video showing water and mud racing through the downtown area again, where that flooding caused so much damage and took 3 lives just over 2 weeks ago. 12 News journalist Sean Rice was there.
Multiple businesses here in downtown Globe were already well into that rebuilding process, hanging new drywall or replacing appliances that were destroyed and lost in that flooding that just ravaged this area 2 weeks ago. Now that process is having to start all over again as additional downpours caused localized flooding this morning. For Janet Klein,
I've lived here my whole entire life.
watching the water rush from the mountains into her small town has become a worrisome sight.
It totally flooded downtown. The bridge came over, it flooded back up the street. It's flooded businesses down there that have been established for years and years and years.
What many locals consider a once-in-a-lifetime storm hit the small towns of Globe, Miami, and Claypool late last month. The floodwaters swept cars into trees, destroyed dozens of businesses, and killed 4 people. Sunday morning, the Pinal Creek began to flow again as water levels crept higher and higher. This latest storm shut down the US 60 from Superior to Miami for all of Sunday, a major highway closure that could extend well into the work week.
Definitely wasn't quite as bad, but it still looks like it went in a little bit into these businesses again after 2 weeks of cleaning and trying to get back in business.
This time around, sandbags lined the front doors and windows of small businesses in downtown Globe.
None of the mud like we saw last time got in there. It was more just a little bit of water, so we're happy for that.
The town's mayor, Al Gamero, says no injuries or deaths were reported in this latest round of flooding, but the long road to recovery is beginning all over again for people whose livelihood depends on Mother Nature giving this area a break.
It's emotional for me, and it's not even my businesses. It's because we're one big, huge community, and they have put their heart into, and grit and muscles into getting this up and going as fast as they can.
In Globe, Sean Rice, 12 News.
Another community east of the valley warned today that they may have to evacuate because of that rising water. Thankfully, that didn't happen. Queen Valley, though, is just east of Apache Junction, and Queen Creek runs through the area. You saw how swollen that was. This is home to roughly 800 people, and Pinal County put the entire area on set evacuation status, saying rising waters were a real danger. Several homes were flooded out, just over a dozen we heard. But the water started receding before the entire area had to be evacuated. And this comes after the National Weather Service issued a flash flood emergency for the area this morning. That designation is used only for situations that could lead to catastrophic damage. Chris Dunn is here now. And Chris, talking about, record-setting rain. Here we go again. That storm, a couple of weeks ago, we thought, whoa, we're not going to see something like that again. And this one was even bigger, at least at Sky Harbor.
Yeah, this has been quite the stretch of weather. We had 1.64 for that storm at Sky Harbor 2 weeks ago, 1.97 now at Sky Harbor just for today. And we had almost 3/4 of an inch of rain yesterday for 2 record-setting days in a row. Generally light rain moving from south to north across the valley, but some pockets of heavier rain out to the east. This is the light rain that's moving over Sky Harbor. You can see it kind of lifting up to the north. Out here, northern Pinal County towards Santan Valley and Apache Junction, we have some of this rain, little pockets of heavier rain that'll be crossing the 60. Not quite into Gila County, but the damage is done, so to speak. Flash flood warning remains in effect until midnight for the Globe and Miami area right here in Gila County because of the earlier heavy rain on top of the already saturated soils and the issues that you've seen in this area for the last couple of days, actually. Big time problems. Isolated storm moving right past Flagstaff, so kind of in and out of the rain in the last hour or so. For the next 36 hours, we will get more rain. Just not the 1 to 2 to 3 inch type of rain. So this is kind of what we're looking at, and most of this is going to come tomorrow afternoon. We'll time it out with Futurecast coming up so you can plan out your Monday. Back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you. Many people across Arizona, especially the East Valley, left with water and mud inside their homes. And that includes a Gilbert family who's cleaning up tonight after their home was terribly flooded. 12 News journalist Maria Stobbs spoke to them.
I'm here off of Burke and Guadalupe, where I spoke with a neighbor who says she's used to seeing flooding in this area, but not the kind she saw overnight.
We've never had it this level.
This is what Stacy Adams' property looked like around 4 in the morning. Her backyard flooded and water seeping into the basement where her in-laws were sleeping.
They woke up right at 4, screamed and woke up the whole house.
They were standing in 2 inches of water.
We started vacuuming up all the water that we could to try to save the basement.
Then the water remediation team arrived.
We were like number 7 of the calls that they had received that day already.
Once it got lighter out, she believed the rainwater was being sent downhill from a recent town project behind her home.
We just couldn't deal with it. It was just too much for our property. You can see that the water was actually up about, 12 inches. And it was just really, it's disheartening. We were just kind of at a loss until we got those industrial pumps.
After pumping nearly 350,000 gallons of water from their backyard, the Adams made remarkable progress. But the cleanup is far from over.
Luckily, we have great neighbors that pulled together with us and helped us clean up. But so many families right now are experiencing this catastrophic flooding.
Now, Stacy says they're going to start working on tearing out the baseboards and parts of the drywall to prevent any mold. Reporting in Gilbert, Maria Stobbs, 12 News.